Alright, welcome back everybody. We're in here for game 5. We've got Daniel Amor playing QMC, coming off a win against Brian Fred in the last game. Matt Wadden playing Raw Tier Operations on the top. I think they're both 3-1. Matt might be 4-0. Let's see if we can flip this or not. No, he must have just lost to Greg, so 3-1. So both 3-1, I think. This will be a good game. Unfortunately, it is ROPSv versus QMC. But this is table 2, so Greg is the only undefeated player at the moment. Bunch of people at 3-1 though. Alright, so they're setting up. I got them to move the table a little bit more so we can see a little bit more of this. You guys can hear me and everything. Everything's good on the stream. I turned the microphone back on. We're live again. You guys can see things. Alright. So Daniel Amor here playing Quiet Mining Colony. So he's got the extra site, extra 1-0 site, which we saw earlier from Cal. Starting All My Urchins combo and keeping the Empire out forever. Matt Wadden on the other side playing ROPSv, has Endor Shield, Imperial Arrest Order, and Insignificant Rebellion V. Gonna grab some Admirals here, so that's Piet and Ozzel. Going to do Death Squadron assignments here for something. Move myself in this matchup down here. That seems good. Okay. Grab Defensions with Death Squadron. Gonna activate 5 first turn. 2, 3, 4, 5. Presumably we'll get Docking Bay, a site. Or I do maybe. He's got 1 site in hand, so that's the prefix office. There's the Executor Docking Bay. There is the Prefix Office. And not taking a Raidu? I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Like, so I think this matchup it's going to be a slog. But I think it favors QMC because their drains can't be modified, and then they get extra drains with Watering Hole as well. But it's going to be a slog. So 2 sites from hand, 1 site from deck for Matt. No system though. And Matt just drawing cards this turn. Gonna command for a Admiral or General. Grabs Thrawn. I think that's Thrawn non-V. If it's V, it's a very good V slip. Yeah, Carl, I think that's I think that's what I was kind of getting at. Like, maybe you don't pull the system. Maybe you try to force the action to the one battleground system. You don't give Hark somewhere to run away. Because he's going to come down for sure, turn 1. Over on the other stream, looks like we've got Greg Shaw versus Drew Lichtenstein playing for the second time today. More team killing going on. Greg is our last undefeated player. Daniel grabbing a site with QMC, puts out the West Gallery. Has North Corridor. One of them was from hand, one of them from deck. Yeah, Greg is the only undefeated player. Lots of 3-1s though. I know, but these players are 3-1. Drew is 3-1. Kessling is 3-1. Joe Olson's 3-1. Here comes Hark Seth for 2 force. 2 force for Leia to the guest quarters. Daniel flips his objective here with Ellers. Gets the docking bay. So Matt's going to get 15 force next turn. That's what they're talking about now. So they're trying to figure out how best to save everybody. So everybody's going to go to the upper plaza corridor. Probably the smart play with 17 force. That will end Daniel's turn. So it looks like Matt's going to endeavor to flip this turn. So 4 force for Piet to the street. That's a little weird. Or to the prefect's office, excuse me. Seems like he would be better at a docking bay, but maybe the other docking bay isn't in the deck. I don't know. It's going to use Piet to pull a commander. Finds Mithra Naruto. See, I mean, I probably would have... I don't know. That feels like a weird place. So maybe he's thinking about something that I'm not. But I probably would have put Piet to the docking bay and pulled the spaceport docking bay. And then used that to flip. But now he flips without getting the docking bay out of his deck. I mean, he can still get it with an arrest order. But it looks like he flipped with Veers to the street and then moved Veers over. So just a quick flip. That's interesting to me. You guys have any idea what they're gonna do? What Matt's trying to do here? Maybe he didn't want to give up the docking bay. It's just weird to not do that. Yeah, it could be that. It could be you don't want to give up the flip back. But I don't think QMC's coming for you this early. Like, they want to stay at home and like set up their ancient watering hole and start draining for 2. I don't know. Maybe we can ask Matt after the game. All right, so then comes the wild card. So a wild card comes down for 2. The player is remarking that nobody realizes it's 2 because it's a seldom used text on the flip side of QMC. There's Figuring Dan and the modal nodes. And Dan's going to go to his move phase. Interesting. So Daniel moving Ehlers over to the docking bay. And I think that's interesting because you can't use path to protect him there. I think his ultimate plan is to get Ehlers up to the wild card where you can, make you immune to lateral, you can add 1 to total destiny type thing. But for the moment, he seems like he's in a little bit of danger. Something like Veers and a Walker comes down, he could be in trouble. But he is using 1 force now for an escape pod. For a Grimtosh. Look at that. Matt didn't even flip the table. Oh, Veers is already on table. Touche. You know. They're going to have a couple seconds here to do a rules question, I think. Trying to figure out if when he plays Grimtosh here. So 2 get stacked on drop, which Matt pulled. And they're trying to figure out if 8 stay in the hand and then he gets 2 back, giving him 10. Or if 6 stay in the hand and he gets 2 back, giving him 8. So they're trying to figure that out. Well, let's see what's going on with the other game. We got Drew and Greg. Greg playing the ROPS 9s that we saw earlier. Drew playing an Anakin family deck. Looks like very little is going on, so. What have we got? So, let's see. We're in game 5. I should have taken 20 minutes to think of trivia questions, because I can give things away. Alright, let's think about what happened in game 1. Who did we see in game 1? We saw Greg Shaw, and we saw Chris Werfs. Let's see. What can I do for trivia from game 1? I don't remember game 1 very much. Alright. In game 2, Anthony Howard played against Cal Aldred. Somebody tell me, let me put this in chat. Alright, so somebody tell me, in game 2, what did Anthony Howard grab against Cal Aldred? Nobody? That's unfortunate. I mean, you can, Carl. It's fine. There's not many people in here right now. Alternatives to fighting is correct. So, Carl, you'll win yourself a GIMP AI pack. Great job. Way to watch the channel all day. Alright, so we got the Grimtosh question answered. Things went down into use pile. Tarkin's bounty came down on Piet, so Matt is currently picking a card from force pile. Here is the Vengeance. That's going to get barriered. There is Thrawn. And there is Tarkin. So that's a beefy ship. It is barriered this turn, so nothing's going to happen this turn. Matt's going to end his turn there with 1 force saved. So it looks like Matt is going with the one system strategy, losing a Raidu to a drain here. The Leia drain was -1 for ROPS because there's no alien there, but the other 2 drains were not -1. So losing command and a Raidu. Daniel going through, grabbing a card from his force pile right now. There is Maz coming down. Uses the text, gets a solo, apparently. That's what I think I heard. There's Celebration. Solo came down on wildcard. And Yoda also coming down on wildcard. Alright, and Matt is going to scoop. So he's talking about how he's not going to be able to bust through that immunity. Took out a Celebration Canceller. Alright, well, Daniel Moore moving to 4-1, winning with QMC against Matt Wadden, playing ROPS, dropping to 3 and 2. And we have probably a while to go, so I would suggest you move over to the other channel. You can watch the Battle of the New Allies, I guess. Greg Shaw versus Drew Lichtenstein. I think we still have probably... We have a lot of time left. I don't know why my time says 51 minutes. Oh, 22. Okay. So we probably have another 40 minutes or so. I'll put up a time break. I'll probably be back closer to like 8 p.m. Eastern time, so about 25 minutes from now I'll come back and we'll check in. So thank you guys for watching Game 5. We got one left. Let's hope it's a good one.